So I just monetized 3 brand new YouTube channels in the last 10 days. And in this video, I'll show you guys exactly how you can do this too. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Stefan, currently 23 years old, and I'm currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month with my own Faceless YouTube channels. And I'm constantly starting new ones, as you can see right here. Then I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos. And then, I've scaled the channel from literally $0 to $48,000 in one single month, as we can see right here. And then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. So here, for example, Martins, we've helped to scale to $31,000 in one single month. Then here's a student where we absolutely blew up the channel. Then here's a student, blowing up with the first video. Here's a student getting monetized in 20 days. Then here's a student making $24,000 in one single month. Here, absolutely blowing up a channel again. Here, $12,000 a month again. Now, if you're interested in getting the exact same results, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and we'll have a look if I can help you scale up as well. Okay, now with that being said, I would say let's get into the video. Let's not drag it out too much. So the first thing we need to do if we want to start a new Faceless YouTube channel, we need to get a channel ready. All right, now what do you actually need to do, and what do you actually need to keep in mind when you are getting a channel ready? Firstly, shadow bans are real. That's something you just need to know, and you need to, live with that if you're going to do YouTube. Now, you can kind of try to avoid it with something called, trust score. There's a trust score. Every single account has a trust score, which basically just says like, hey, how much does the platform actually trust your account? Now, this is something that we want to actually improve or up so we don't get a shadow ban. All right. Now, there are 3, and I'll explain to you guys exactly how to improve this in a second. But before that, there are a few different type of YouTube accounts. They are brand new YouTube accounts, they are aged YouTube accounts, and then there are pre-monetized accounts and personal accounts. So personal accounts are basically accounts that, you, for example, use to watch this current video right here or right now. The brand new account is just a brand new YouTube channel. Aged accounts are just very old accounts, and pre-monetized accounts are, old accounts, or not old accounts, but accounts that are already in the YouTube partnership program. All right. Now, how do you actually go ahead and warm up your account to increase your trust score? Very simple. You use your account as a normal user. You watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day, and then, subscribe, comment, and like to different YouTube channels, different YouTube videos. But very important, do not use this account as a bot. All right. If you're going to use it as a bot, like, you're going to immediately tank your trust score. Okay, then do this for 1 week plus to lower the risk of a low trust score. All right, this does not work 100% of the time, but it can work. And I always say, like, everything we can do to improve our chances to actually blow up on YouTube, let's just do it. Like, it doesn't cost us anything, right? So yes, next up, we want to go into niche research because, while we're warming up our account, we already want to use that time. And that's exactly what I do too. We already want to use that time to do niche research. So let's first speak about the criteria of a good niche. So firstly, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply in that niche. This is one of the most important things of YouTube automation. And this is also the reason why 99% of people fail that start YouTube is because they don't understand supply and demand on YouTube. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. There are no smaller channels failing. Very important, because if there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, why should your channel succeed? All right, there's absolutely no reason for your channel to succeed if there are a bunch of channels failing already. Then the niche, especially if you're going to do the exact same thing as everyone else in that niche, then the niche is not older than 6 months. Super important. All right, we don't want to go into super old niches, because in most cases then this year will not be, you won't be able to take this off and you won't be able to take this off. Then I can create better content than my competitors. This can also just be longer content that is, in most cases, okay as well. Okay, then am I interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that has interest in that niche. Then is the niche monetizable? If it's not monetizable, you won't be able to make money with it. All right, so always make sure that the niche is actually monetizable. And then huge bonus if you can post long videos in that specific niche. Now, a very, very, very important thing, and I always like to say this, is give yourself enough time to do niche research and do not rush the process, because if you're going to rush the process, you're going to do the process twice. Okay, and I see that with every single person who thinks that niche research is not important. It is, no joke, the most important thing out there. Okay, this is what it's gonna kind of determine if your channel is going to win or succeed. So take it seriously from the beginning, and your chances are then going to be pretty high that you're actually going to succeed. All right. Now, there are some tools that I would highly recommend for niche research, which is Next Level. It's like 13 euros a month. I'll link it in the video description. I'll show you guys in a second as well how Next Level works. Then vidIQ, the free plan is enough. I'll show you guys in a second how I use these two tools to do niche research. Now, how do we do niche research? We use a dummy account. So we basically just we create a YouTube account that we only use for niche research. So this is basically an account that we only use for niche research. Now, the YouTube homepage changed to for our advantage, because YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we want to watch, and we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our home tab, and specifically only faceless niches that we are actually interested in or that we might want to go into, right? So instead of explaining me, how all of this looks like, let me show you how you can set that up too, because once you have a dummy account set up, you can literally find endless niches with it. All right, this right here is my own dummy account, and as we can see, my whole homepage is literally just full of faceless niches. Right, everything you see on my homepage is just faceless, faceless, faceless. Everything is just faceless, and that is exactly what we need to be able to find a bunch of niches. Now, how do you set an account up like this? So let me just kind of simulate the whole thing in an incognito window. So what you do is, you create a brand new account like I have like right here. Now, just imagine that I am logged into an account here. Then you go ahead and you, no joke, look up anything you are interested in. For example, top car mistakes. Just as an example, this can be anything you are interested in. All right, so here we have a faceless channel. So very important is always that you just click on faceless channels. So you will look up whatever you're interested in, scroll down, and then click on faceless videos. All right, so this video here is faceless. Now, if you are logged in, you actually go ahead, you subscribe to this channel, you like this video, and then you click on the next channel, all right, on the next video. Again, same thing, you watch this video a little bit. While this video is going, you can then already scroll down here on the sidebar and click on the next video. So let's say, for example, now, let's click on, which one do we click on? Let's click on this one, right? So here now already we can see, okay, here's a smaller channel, getting quite good views. Then we can already have a look at this channel, and we can have a look and see, okay, it's getting quite decent views. It's now not bad views, but it's not posting anymore. So this would now be the perfect time for us to actually look deeper into this niche and see if we can find other channels in this exact same niche that are also performing well. And if we can, then this would for sure be worth a test. All right. So let's click on a few more videos. So here, Carcraft, and then, you want to do this for quite a little bit. And then you actually go back to your YouTube homepage, and on your YouTube homepage, you will then see, okay, here's a faceless channel, here's a faceless channel. Now this, I know this doesn't look faceless, but it's faceless. Here's a faceless channel, not faceless, faceless. So a bunch of faceless channels. Now, the more you do it, and if you now go on your YouTube homepage and you click on these kind of videos here, that you're already interested in, YouTube is just going to show you more and more and more of these car videos, just as an example, right? And as I said, like, you want to give this time to really set up the account for a while, just click through videos, and somewhere the account is going to be really, really good, and it's just going to have videos in your niche on your YouTube homepage. Here's another one. Let's have a look at this one. Still posting, not doing that well anymore. The car niche is now like an extreme example, a bit more difficult than niche, but that's what you would do. All right. Now, let me show you how you can use NextLev and vidIQ. All right. So let's have, for example, here, this channel here, I've just found it on my YouTube homepage. Here we can see not a lot of subscribers, quite good views. Then we click on this channel. Then first thing we can do with NextLev immediately, or with vidIQ, is you can click here and you can see, okay, this channel is still getting views. It's getting 180,000 views in the last 7 days, which looks very good. But the next thing you can see with NextLev, and this makes NextLev super, super cool, is firstly, you can find similar channels, right? And as I said, like this is 13 euros a month. So it's saving so much time. Like just looking for similar channels like this, right? So here are a bunch of similar channels. But what we can also do with NextLev is we can click here on analytics, and inside here we can now see the RPM, we can see the views, we can see the revenue, we can see where the audience is coming from, we can see everything about this channel, which is a huge help for when we actually, want to start a channel, right? Because this is now actually going to give us some more information that is very good to know, like for example the RPM, because we don't want to go into a niche where the RPM is going to be like $1 or something. All right, so here we can see $5 RPM, and this channel is making $6,600 a month. Now you have to decide for yourself, like, hey, am I happy with $6,600 a month, or am I not happy with it, right? You have to decide that. But now you guys know how to do niche research. Super, super easy, okay? Niche research is not difficult anymore in 2026. Then, after we have our niche, speed is key. YouTube is player versus player, and the player who's going to play the game the fastest is always going to win, right? So you must have a team that can implement very quickly. This is exactly the reason why we are giving our students a team, all right? We're giving them a team. Okay, we're giving them freelancers. And this is one of the reasons why most of our students, or on average our students, get monetized within 3 to 6 weeks. All right, because we have speed. And if you're interested in, getting that too, then check out the first link in the video description. Book your call with me, all right? Now, when it comes to content creation, you have 3 options. You can either do the whole content creation yourself, you can do the hybrid method, or you can fully outsource it. Now, if you do everything yourself, the advantages are there are basically no costs, you have 100% profit margin, you learn new skills, and you have full control over the whole process. The disadvantages are it is not scalable, extremely time consuming, learning takes a lot of time, and without you, you don't make any money because no videos are being created, all right? Then we have the hybrid method, or hybrid. This is, the method that most of our students start with, all right? Just because, you can start this with a lower budget. Okay. Now the advantages with this is that you have low costs, you do what you enjoy, you have more control over the whole process. The disadvantages, or you still have control over the whole process. The disadvantages are it's only partially scalable, very time consuming, some capital is required, and without you, there's no income because still, the videos can't be created without you because you still do something, like for example, the scripting for the video. All right. The cool thing with the hybrid method is that you only do what you like to do or what you want to do. Okay. Then we have fully outsourcing. So many of our students start with this, then they move over to this. Now, if you fully outsource, the freelancers do the complete video for you. Now, the advantages of this is not time consuming. It's extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin. You have time freedom. You work with experienced freelancers, and without you, you still have income. The only disadvantages this has is that this actually requires some capital. All right. So if you want to fully outsource, you will need like $500 a month, roundabout. All right, depending on the niche, on all of these things, but $500 a month for fully outsourcing is, pretty good to start with. Okay, then, once we get the videos created, we actually go into our niche testing framework. This is where we test channels to kind of see like, hey, does it make sense or does this even work? All right. Now, in most cases, if we hit this criteria, we have a very, very good chance of, the channel actually working. But I still follow this exact process for every niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. So first thing we do is we do niche research, then we select an account. All right, I always like brand new accounts or personal accounts or aged accounts. I kind of mix these up always. Pre-monetized accounts I don't really use. I only mainly use them for trendy channels, just because you never know who had the account before you, so you never know if the account is actually going to be safe or not. Then we need 10 to 15 videos, and not just any videos, but we actually need good video topics. So let me quickly show you guys how a good video topic looks like. So everyone needs to know that supply and demand is not just important in your niche, but also in the video topics you choose. All right. Many people stress about the niche, but they completely forget about the video topics, and then their channels fail, right? Now, how do you find demand in video topics? You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels, look for recent trending formats, and, very important, do not go ahead and copy the most popular video from competitors. This is what everyone does, and you will 1,000,000% fail if you go ahead and you, for example, go to this channel right here and you just go ahead and you copy this video here just as an example. Why? Because a bunch of people will have already copied this, okay? A bunch of people that don't know what I'm just showing you here. And then how do you actually go ahead and find supply? Use your YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact same video as, for example, this exact topic right here. Then if it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, look for a different topic. YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first. All right, that's why you don't want to copy. And if they have already seen that video multiple times, they do not have a reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a different angle. Okay. Now, how does a perfect topic look like? The topic actually resonates with your audience. So ask yourself, do they even want to watch this? Some topics sound very interesting, but are super boring. So make sure your topic is not boring. Your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it's a trend. Then repeat what has done well in the past. I'll tell you guys more on this later, like absolutely crazy. So make sure to keep on watching. Then leverage negativity, because humans respond better to negative things. Okay. Now, one very cool way to kind of do or choose video topics is by using the topic transfer method. This is by far the most powerful way to choose video topics. So what you essentially do is you find winning topics or video topics in other niches and you move them over to your niche. This can work insanely well if this is done correctly. Let me show you an example. So here, just as an example, from the medieval space, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times. Then this channel took it over to the caveman space, why you wouldn't last 24 hours in Stone Age. Same exact thing here. This video has been done for cats, did very, very well, and this person here did it for dogs, did very well as well. All right. Now, this is exactly what we did with, Scott, who went from getting 50 to 100 views a video to almost, giving up on his channel to a 5K month just 1 month later. All right, which is absolutely crazy here, even with the highest day of $450. Then, extremely good, double down on what works. Once you find something that works and gets views, why reinvent the wheel? Double down on that topic until it does not work anymore. If you have something that works, do 80% of what works and 20% test new stuff. All right, we've done this with Andre. We scaled to $31,000 a month in just 4 months. Okay. As I said, if you want the same results, just check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me, and, we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together, and let's scale you up. All right. So go ahead and book your call now. Now, once we have our video topics, we're going to write our script with ChatGPT. We're going to do our voiceover with 11 Labs. Then for the editor, we're actually going to use a freelancer. Okay. Now, we don't want to pay the freelancers too much, all right? Especially if we are just starting out. So try to get a freelancer for $15, all right? Around about $15 to $30 at max, okay? That's what you want to pay for your videos. Then you want to get a thumbnail designer. You can either work with a freelancer or you can do it yourself, all right? If you can, do thumbnails or actually do good thumbnails or decent thumbnails, just do them yourself. Many niches like the thumbnails are super easy to do. Like for example here, especially with AI, you can very, very quickly generate an image exactly like that one. Okay. Then for your video length, you want to make sure that your video is 1.5 times longer than your competitor video. Your thumbnail and your title should be something that has worked in the past. If you do not do research into your thumbnail and your title, like all of the work that you put in before that is for waste. Okay, do research into your thumbnail and your title. Work with stuff that has already worked in the past. Okay, now once you have all of that ready, we actually get into the posting phase. So we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post. All right, so we don't want to be too botty. Like when we're posting, we don't want to be too spammy. So we kind of don't want to have a rhythm. Sounds funny, but yeah. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either, the channel is actually going to pick up and blow up. So you'll see it's not going to get views in the beginning. But if it blows up, then we are actually going to continue to post here at the, once it blows up, then only we're going to post. So we're only going to post 15 videos. If one of those videos blows up, then we're going to continue to post. If nothing happens, all right, we're not going to continue to post. We're actually going to, figure out a reason why this channel failed. So it can be either the niche, can be the video topics, the packaging, the video length, or it could be a bad channel, right? A bad channel is usually if you're not getting any impressions, right? Impressions. Boom. So in this case here, you're actually going to take these videos, you're going to delete them from YouTube and you're going to post them to a different channel. All right. Post them to a different channel. And if still nothing happens, then it's probably bad niche. All right. Or one of these other things. Okay. If it blows up, then you just go ahead and you continue to post. Now, instead of the channel failing, you just kind of repeat this cycle over and over and over and over again until you get something that's winning. And I promise you, if you just take action and stop watching these videos, you would have a channel that is monetized already. All right. You just need to go through the cycle because you will learn way more by doing than anything else. All right. Now, again, guys, if you're interested in working close with me, like here, for example, the student who made $8,000 in a single month, or this one, $18,000 in a single month, then check out the first link in the video description, book your completely free call with me. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.